All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is January 10th. We got 7 games on the NBA slate tonight. It's a beautiful Monday. I actually haven't been, I haven't been outside yet. I don't know if it's a beautiful Monday, but it feels like a beautiful Monday. It seems like it's going to get better because last night we went 1-2, and the night prior we had gone 0-2. So a womp womp is definitely in order. If the Warriors did not cover for us last night, that was the only team that covered for us, we would have had 2 nights in a row with 0 wins, which we are approaching. You guys remember when I whipped out the Fade Me t-shirt when we were in a real cold, shivering cold spot? Still a little lukewarm here, but we still have, I think we're 57.5% in January through 9 days here, so it's not too bad. We're still making profit, but our past 2 nights, yikes. Like, if you guys are smart, you'll fade me. But if you're a genius, you'll ride. And that's how I believe right now. So let's get into the picks, guys. Before we do, I got to give a shout-out of the day. Shout-out to Dennis. I'm seeing Dennis in the comments all the time here. Yesterday's hashtag of the day was fire. If you don't know what the hashtag of the day is, I'll explain to you in just some time. But Dennis had the Warriors -8 cash, Mavs money line cash, Lakers money line, and Timberwolves money line cashing. So a 3-1 night for Dennis. I can look at all these plays in the comments and be like, damn, you guys are just way smarter than me, because I am an absolute dummy. But hey, we're out here, we're grinding, we're figuring it out. But shout out to Dennis, guys. If you don't know how to get shouted out, all you got to use is the hashtag of the day, which I will give you at the end of the video. Use that hashtag of the day in your comments, and you guys have a chance, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it and tell you what the hashtag of the day is. It changes every day, but you know, I'll tell you more about that at the end of the video. But that's how you get shouted out. Let's jump right into it. We have the Hornets hosting the Bucks here. Hornets getting 2 points at home. The Hornets, we were on the wrong side of this one. Just a couple nights ago, January 8th, Hornets beat the Bucks 114-106. In terms of injuries, Hill's going to be out. Holiday is out. Connaughton and Grayson Allen questionable. DiVincenzo is actually probable. For Charlotte, we have no big injuries to note here. I feel like for this one, you know, this Hornets team, we said it before, they're very good against the spread when they're at home. They're 13-3, and they're at home tonight. It makes me think, you know what? Probably should lean Hornets. All stats are telling me to do that, but I think we are going to be riding with the Bucks again. And that's tough because I do really like this Hornets team. I do. But this is, you know, they're playing sort of not a back-to-back, but the two teams are playing again. They just played each other. I do think that you know, this is where I go back to my age-old saying, or not my saying, but a saying of like, it's hard to beat a team twice. I feel like this is the type of series that gets split. So I'm going to lean with the Bucks here -2. Next up, we have the Pistons getting 11 points at home against the Jazz. It's kind of crazy. This Pistons team obviously has really struggled, but if you look at their last 5 games, they've won 3 out of their last 5, and they've covered 3 out of their last 5 as well. They covered against some decent teams, Milwaukee being one of those teams. So it's weird. An 11-point spread is so large. This Jazz team, they've been banged up. I think they're getting some of their guys back today. Gobert's out. Ingles is out. But it looks like, you know, Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley, 2 of the better players there, are going to be rolling. To me, though, I think I do lean the home underdog, and that's a crazy move. But 11 points to me when I feel like this Jazz team just hasn't looked good in the last couple games, and that's because of injuries. I just feel like why not lean Detroit here? It's a really weird play. I don't think that I'm actually going to take it. By the way, I should have said this at the top of the video. We go through each and every game here. We give you my leans, give you where my head's at, my dumb head as of late. But my final plays will be in the pinned comments. So if you're watching this right now, make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment throughout the day. I update it throughout the day as I get my plays in. And then obviously before game time, that's technically a final play. But this Detroit team, you know, I doubt I end up taking them +11, but I don't think that I lean Jazz -11. So I'm a crazy person, and I'm going to be leaning one of the worst teams in basketball against one of the better teams in basketball. Next up, we have the Celtics -6.5 here at home against the Pacers. Celtics look good. At least they looked way better than they had against San Antonio and New York that first time around on January 6th. They played them on January 8th and took it to them 99-75. You guys know I'm a Celtics fan. You guys know that. But I think that this is an unbiased pick. I think I can genuinely say that I like the Celtics in this one at home, playing a little bit better basketball. Brogdon's questionable. LeVert is out. Craig's questionable. And then Warren and McConnell have been out for a long time. Anderson's going to be out as well. He actually I feel like out of kind of nowhere started playing some minutes for them when they got him. But yeah, so some injuries to be concerned with for Indiana. For Boston, Pritchard's going to be out. That's the only thing to really note. I like the Celtics here -6.5. If that is a final play, you guys keep an eye on the pinned comment. If that is a final play, it really isn't a biased one. I'm always going to tell you when I'm biased about the Celtics. I think that this is actually a good spot for them when they start to play better basketball, getting healthier as well. Next up, the Knicks -6 here at home against the Spurs. Last time these teams played early December, New York beat them 121-109. In terms of injuries here, New York, Derrick Rose still out, Evan Fournier questionable, Nerlens Noel questionable, Ryan Arcidiacono, who was actually on the Celtics, I called him Archie Caramel Macchiato. I think they just picked him up for a 10-day or something. He is out. He's not playing. And Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, and Nerlens Noel all questionable there. For San Antonio, White is out quarantining still. Keldon Johnson still out. McDermott out as well. A lot of guys dealing with quarantining or COVID there. I like the Knicks in this one. I think you're getting a pretty fair line. They're coming off that loss to the Celtics. After beating the Celtics, I think they probably come out a little bit fierier than they did that second game against the Celtics. This is one where I'd love it to be a 4.5 spread, which you'd have to buy a 1.5 here coming down from 6. But to me, that 4.5 to 5 feels a lot more comfortable than 6. And like I say, I just keep it transparent with you guys. I think that's a 1.5. It's a point. It really shouldn't matter. It's one basket. But to me, like, that is the comfortable line. That's where I would have set this. So maybe if I end up pulling this one, you might see a 1.5 or so bought down. Next, we have the Rockets getting 10.5 points against the Sixers. These two teams played just about, a week ago or so, and the Sixers took it to them. The Rockets actually put up a fight, but then the Sixers said, no. We're going to handle this one. And they did, and we were on the right side of that one. The Sixers now, in their last 8 games, have won 7. They're on a 6-game win streak, and the Rockets are absolutely imploding. They had that run, and it was during the year, but that was the run of runs. Like, they're not coming back from this. 11 or 10.5 points here is a lot, but I think I do lean Sixers, even with that double-digit number, because the Rockets are one of those teams that I think have given up. And I know I've said the Rockets and the Pistons are very similar to me and everything like that, but the Sixers, who are playing the Rockets, are playing better basketball than the Jazz to me right now. So that's why I leaned Pistons. Usually I'd put these two teams in the exact same boat. That's why I leaned Pistons earlier, because they're playing a team that doesn't seem like they've clicked in the last week or so. The Sixers, to me, have absolutely clicked. Next up, Blazers getting 9 points at home against the Nets. The Nets here coming off a win last night against San Antonio. Portland also on a back-to-back there. They get the win against Sacramento. For injuries, LaMarcus Aldridge is questionable. Kyrie's going to be probable. It's so weird seeing Kyrie's name and saying probable and actually seeing him play a couple nights ago. But I lean Brooklyn here, -9. Double-digit win. Without CJ McCollum, without Damian Lillard, the Blazers on a back-to-back. Like, I just trust the top-end talent here. And I know the Nets are on that back-to-back as well, but I do think that they are obviously a more skilled team. So I'm going to lean Nets here, -9. All right, we have the Kings to close things off, hosting the Cavaliers here, both also on that back-to-back. Sacramento getting 5 points at home. In terms of injuries, the Cleveland, guys that are out for season have still been out. Sexton, Rubio, but they are starting to get healthy. The quarantine bug isn't hitting them as much. Mo Harkless is questionable, and Holmes is questionable for Sacramento. I'm going to lean Cleveland here, coming off of a loss last night to Golden State, a pretty bad loss, losing by over 10 points there. And I think Cleveland's a better team. I think they're a better team overall. Sacramento, to me, they're inconsistent. Yeah, they've looked good at times, but they are a team that is 3-7 in their last 10 games. And the Cavs are only 4-6, but we've seen the Cavs play really good basketball. It's not about them winning. It's about the Cavaliers covering. And, this one they'll have to do both here. So I lean the Cavs -5. But that's going to wrap it up for the predictions portion of the video, guys. Let's jump into the hashtag of the day. Before I do, make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment. That's where my final plays will be. I know I got to say that over and over again, but the hashtag of the day is fade. And, we've dropped this hashtag of the day a couple times, but we're doing it again here. Hashtag fade in the comments. Give me what you guys are rolling with. I think fade was actually the first hashtag of the day we ever dropped. And then, there's a bunch of people in the comments being like, why is everyone saying hashtag of the day? And I was like, why didn't you watch till the end of the video? Can I ask you some questions too, You point one finger at someone, you got 4 more point them back at you. But guys, hashtag of the day, all you got to do is use that comment or that hashtag in your comment. Give me your locks, give me your plays, give me what you're rolling with tonight. And if you guys have a winning night, a positive night, I was going to say a positive night, which we might start using that. If you have a positive night, you guys have a chance to be shouted out in tomorrow's video, just like we had my man Dennis. I'll pop it up here. Dennis got shouted out in today's video. So use hashtag fade in the comments. Give me your plays. Give me your locks. It could be 10. It could be 1 play. If you guys have a winning night, a positive night, you guys have a chance to be shouted out in tomorrow's video. Until then, guys, make some bread. Peace out.